If you get out of Toastmasters, all there is to get out of Toastmasters, you will never get out of Toastmasters. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. That is a quote from the first female member of Toastmasters, Helen Blanchard. She was also the first female president of Toastmasters International. Thank you to all our panelists for their respective presentations. We heard about the opportunities to grow as a leader and speaker in Toastmasters, not just in the midst of your club, but also at the international level, where you can lead over 270,000 Toastmasters. And that may not mean anything in and of itself, but think about it. You will be able to translate those leadership skills to other organizations that you're a part of. We heard from Toastmaster Chantal about being able to access constructive criticism to become a better speaker and being held accountable and developing your ability to think on your feet. We also heard from Toastmaster Michelle Small about the nuts and bolts of becoming a member of the Pacesetters Toastmasters Club. So I'm saying all of that to say, ladies and gentlemen, that you have heard quite a bit this evening, and I'm sure you have questions. And so now we're going to open up for the Q&A segment, the question and answer segment, where our panelists will field questions from you. So feel free to post your questions on Instagram or also in the Zoom chat. If you are on Zoom, we look forward to answering any questions that you may have. While I give you the opportunity to think about what it is that you want to ask, I will throw a question to our panel, and I think I will ask distinguished Toastmaster Godfrey to kick us off because he has been a Toastmaster for over 23 years. And I just wanted to know, distinguished Toastmaster Godfrey, was there ever a time that you felt like quitting Toastmasters? And if you did, what led you to change your mind?
My story would be a lot more engaging if I said yes. Everybody likes a comeback story. But today is Sunday, we can't tell lie. Listen to me, man. I was the person with the angry face when I heard about Toastmasters. And I was angry because I should have heard a long time ago. I was the one, I never used the kind of funny words at the back, but I was the one with a funny face. So that said, I've always found that during my 23 years, there's always far more that I can do, far more to be done than I have time in which to do it. So boredom is never an option. There are two feeds, two paths, two channels in service. One is receiving, the other one is giving. The people who come into Toastmasters and only receive, they don't do too well. But if you adopt the culture and you not only receive, but you also give, I can assure you, you will never run short of people to whom you can give guidance, leadership, encouragement, and I'm talking about within the Toastmasters family. So sorry to disappoint you, Madam Moderator, sorry, but I'm never felt, never wanted to leave, and I have no plans to leave either. So no matter ask me no question like that again.
Toastmaster Godfrey, thank you for that. And I think you're honoring what Helen Blanchard said. And I'll just repeat because some persons joined after we started. Helen Blanchard was the first female member of Toastmasters in the 1970s. And she was also the first international female president. And she said, if you get out of Toastmasters, all there is to get out of the Toastmasters. You will never get out of Toastmasters. So distinguished Toastmaster Godfrey has no intention of getting out of Toastmasters. He has more to get out of it. Thank you for that, distinguished Toastmaster Godfrey. I see a question from Satoya, who is joining us on Zoom, and she's asking how often are meetings, and if she's traveling, is she able to join meetings virtually? I'm going to throw that to Toastmaster Michelle Small to answer that for us.
Wonderful. Yes, Satoya, you are able to join virtually. We meet 2 times in every month, the first and third Tuesday of every month. So we look forward to seeing you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Michelle. And there is a question from Rodian, who is on Zoom, and she's asking, what does it take to be recommended by a member of the executive to join the club? Toastmaster Michelle, do you want to just clarify that for Rodian for me? She's asking, let me repeat, what does it take to be recommended by a member of the executive to join the club? So you may want to clarify that and respond to that question for me, please.
We don't have a system where the executive recommends. We speak with the persons who want to join, and we make an assessment, and based on their interest and how we work together, you are free to send in an application at any time. So we work together. Does that answer your question?
Yes, she's saying understood. Awesome. Thank you, Toastmaster Michelle. And let me throw a question to Toastmaster Chantal, since she's our newest member. And while I wait for other persons to put their questions in the chat, Chantal, I know you are fairly new. You joined us in October 2023, but is there any particular skill that you realized that you developed since you joined Toastmasters? You weren't conscious of it before, but having joined, you realize that you are developing that skill.
Yes. To be precise with impact. I say that to say, oftentimes when we are called to speak on a topic or a subject, we prepare, yes, but sometimes the preparation may fail. And it helps that when you're preparing, you are precise with your preparation. So you remember exactly what you want to talk about. And being precise, you can be impactful. So sometimes when I would speak, and let's say I forget something that I would have prepared, I go off on a tangent and I start talking about all sorts of horse dead and cow fat and holy things, right? And then miss the point. While it might be entertaining, I still miss the point of what I want to say. Having joined, I now realize that I can be simple and effective. I can be precise and be effective. And I can do that with facial gestures and body language because it all communicates the message. And so I'm learning by being a part of Toastmasters that I can do that without going the longer route.
Awesome, Toastmaster Chantal. Thank you. Thank you for that. And I'm checking to see if we have any more questions in the chat. Not yet, but I do have a question for Distinguished Toastmaster Godfrey. Distinguished Toastmaster Godfrey, one of the things that Toastmasters are encouraged to do is to interclub, meaning visit other Toastmasters club. Can you share how interclubbing has helped you to develop, if at all?
You got this one right. It has helped me. So that's a good start. Listen to me. I don't think we really told you, Well, you see, when you become a member of Pacesetters Toastmasters Club, cool, yeah. Woo! You automatically have access to over 14,000 clubs in 148 countries. You can go to any one of those clubs and say, me that, me this, member of Pacesetters Toastmasters Club, doors just open all of a sudden for you. So interclubbing is not just something that we can do in our neighborhood club, which I'm coming to, but you can interclub internationally. Your membership is not technically speaking with Pacesetters Toastmasters Club. If technically speaking, you're a member of Toastmasters International, and as such, you have access to all clubs. Now, interclubbing in the local area is helpful because you come to Pacesetters. We meet twice a month. I don't want to take tails out of school, but sometimes we throw in a fifth Tuesday, but let's not make that an issue now. But twice a month, and the truth is this, the meeting's short, you know. The meeting's short. Only per time we have to ask for extension of time because there's not enough to get. Twice a month? If I were you, I would have wanted to get the biggest bang for my buck. Yeah, man. Having paid my dues, I want to get out of this thing as much as I can. And sometimes there's not enough speaking opportunities when you want to speak. So then you can go to your next door neighbor club, and we have a whole heap of them. Don't worry about it. We'll introduce you to them, right? You can go to another club that's not too far from you geographically, or if you're virtual, you can go to any club, any part of the world, and say to them, I would like to do a speech. Pacesetters will get the credit because this is your club, but you can be able to get your speeches done in any club that you want to go to. Plus, you also want to network. You have 20 people at Pacesetters Toastmasters Club. And granted, we have people like, you know, Michelle and Colleen and Chanto and all them people there. Very big people, you know, massive money. Very, 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 very good people to know. But guess what? You might want to meet other people that have some other things that, you know, we may not all have. So from a networking point of view, you can go to as many clubs as you want. Your membership dues cover all of that.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Godfrey, for sharing that. And I will just add that I have taken the opportunity to visit other clubs, and I've presented speeches at other clubs. I had the pleasure of speaking at a club in Haiti a few weeks back, and it was quite an experience. So I stand as an evidence of being able to benefit from the opportunities presented by interclubbing. Thank you, Toastmaster Godfrey, for that. Are there any other questions in our chat on Zoom and Instagram? Let me just double check. If not, I have another question here. Oh, here's somebody asking a question on Zoom. Let me just quickly look at it. And this is Charmaine. Charmaine, welcome. She's asking, can I be a member that is always virtual, or am I expected to come in? I am going to throw that to Toastmaster Michelle Small to give Charmaine an answer.
Hi, Charmaine. At present, for the most part, we meet virtually, but we're working on the face-to-face, and we hope to keep it hybrid, being when we finalize our face-to-face meeting place, we also want to have a virtual space also. So, yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Michelle. And I'll just add to that, that what has happened is that since the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of clubs have gone online. Before, we used to meet exclusively face-to-face, but since COVID-19, it ushered in the era of online meetings for a lot of clubs in Jamaica, and we are no different. So we, as Michelle said, we meet virtually, but we do have occasional face-to-face meetings. In fact, we have one coming up, right, Toastmaster Michelle, on the 2nd of April. That is going to be at the NHT facility at 4 Park Boulevard in Kingston. So I guess persons who are in Kingston could join, but we'll give more information about that. But definitely, Charmaine, if it is that you are unable to be in person, you can visit us online, or you can become a member online. What am I saying? Of course, you want to become a member. So you can become a member who participates online. Okay, here is somebody asking about Sheena. Hi, Sheena, welcome. She's asking, could you refresh me on the process for completing the membership form and for making the first payment? Michelle, since that's your area, let me just throw that to you.
Well, firstly, you could contact us, give us your contact information, and we can send you an application form. We'd like to speak with you also to find out what your interests are and where you see your Toastmasters membership going, so that we can help you make choices in relation to your pathways and where you go forward in the club. So that's first, you fill out the application form. Then we, a member of the executive, upload that information to the Toastmasters International website. There is also, I must mention, local dues that are due, which you will pay to a member of the executive. And that is used for the club facilities. For example, the meeting that we want to have face to face, there'll be costs for meeting space and all of that. So that's what that would be used for. But going back to, we upload the information online, and when that happens, you will get an email from Toastmasters International, which allows you access to Toastmasters International's website. And when you sign in, it will ask you what period you want to renew for, or you want to sign up for. And this system is quite simple. You move from page to page on the website until you're finally signed up. You give them your banking information if you're using a card to pay online. And when that part of the process is through, you will see something that's confirmed that it's complete. And then an email comes back to you again saying that you have signed up. And we would also get an email. So we would know, and we would welcome you to the club, and we'd continue your Toastmasters journey from there.
Thank you, Toastmaster Michelle. And I'll just say that we also provide, as Pacesetters, a new members kit to each person who joins our club. So you are helped to navigate your time in the club. So we don't just throw in at the deep end like that. We do provide you with a new members kit. And that is a standard part of our package, which also comes with the club constitution. And I can't recall the other document now because I'm having a senior moment, but definitely the new members kit is a part of it. And let me just say congrats to Sheena, because Sheena has already completed the form and she's just waiting for somebody to contact us. Let's give her a round of applause. Thank you, Sheena. Thank you so much. Yes, we'll definitely be contacting you. Satoya is asking about the upcoming face-to-face meeting in April, if she has to be a member in order to attend. No, definitely not, Satoya. We welcome guests to our meetings. In fact, one of the promises we make is that as Toastmasters, we will bring guests to club meetings so they can see the benefits of Toastmasters membership. So you can come to the meeting. There is no sign up required to come to that to see what Toastmasters offers. You can come. You can visit without being a member. Okay. So somebody is asking, Charmaine is asking here, the fact that we registered to enter this meeting, is this an avenue by which forms and information can get to us? Certainly, Charmaine, if you would like us to get that information to you via that medium, we definitely can send it to you from our Pacesetters email. That can be done. That is not an issue. We can definitely share that with you. So thank you for that question. I am going to throw a question to Toastmaster Chantal. I'm watching the time because we're trying to be timely as Toastmasters. We try to start on time and end on time. Toastmaster Chantal, I know it's early days yet, But still, could you tell us about one of the best experiences that you've had in Toastmasters thus far?
I would want to say every meeting brings a new experience. So it's hard to say the best because every meeting keeps me on my toes. And with every meeting, we have different guests and visitors. And with every meeting, there are different questions that you're asked to speak on. And it's always interesting to see how persons just show up, especially in the table topic segment where you're given a statement or a question and you have to come up with a speech, a 2-minute speech. And so I find that for every meeting, because of those different things, it's always interesting. Always interesting. Yeah. But there's not one favorite because there's always something exciting happening at literally every meeting. And I'm not just saying that for fluff. Like I really do mean that, you know.
Thank you. We appreciate that, Chantal.
Oh, and one
yes.
more thing. We learn new words every single time. So for every meeting, we have a different word to learn the meaning of and to exercise while in the meeting. I find that to be very interesting as well.
Yes, that's true. That's our word of the day, and it helps to expand our vocabulary. Thank you, Toastmaster Chantal. So there's something different every time. I see a question on Instagram. I think it's Akeem or Xman667. He's asking, is there another means of payment, for example, by a secure web link? Toastmaster Michelle, do you want to just take that? And I think that would be our last question.
Could secure web link?
Yes, he's asking, is there another means of payment apart from going to the Toastmasters website to pay? He's asking if there's another means of payment.
The only other means of payment I can think of right now is you giving the funds to a member of the executive who would then give you a receipt for that amount.
Right, but I think he was more interested in a web link.
Web link.
Right,
I'm not aware of
no.
any other web link.
Right. Typically, you have to go onto the Toastmasters website to make the payments. I'm not sure if the concern is whether or not if somebody doesn't have a credit card to do the payment, if that is the concern. But if that is the case, as Michelle is saying, you can hand over the funds to a member of the executive and they can pay using their card on your behalf. I know sometimes persons have a concern if they don't have a credit card to pay, Michelle. So I think it's in that context, maybe the question is being asked. But it can be done on your behalf by another member of our team, and then you will get a receipt. And obviously, you will also get an email from Toastmasters confirming that you have made the payment. And I see in the chat on Zoom that distinguished Toastmaster Corinne Thomas is saying the Toastmasters website is very secure. They have ensured that our credit card transactions are protected. So some assurance there for those persons who may be worried about payments online. But definitely, I have never had an issue paying online. Yes, and okay, I think that's it. Right. So that's it. I think that would be our last question for the evening because I see that the time is upon us. The hour has flown by. I can't believe it. But we don't want to keep you beyond the time that we said we would be here. So thank you, everybody, for all your questions. We appreciate it. Thank you to those who have signed up already. If you have not completed our contact sheet, which has been posted in the chat, we ask you to do so that we can follow up with you and ensure that we help you on your journey for personal development, because this is all about personal development and becoming the better version of yourself. Before we close this evening, awesome, Satoy. I'm glad you had a great time. We were happy to have you as well. Before we close, I just want to say that an event like this would not be possible without collaboration, without coordination, and without participation. I want to thank our dynamic panelists who agreed to collaborate and spend their Sunday evening in this way. I know they could have been doing other things. I want to thank our technical support team who worked tirelessly to ensure that we could have a smooth meeting this evening, very seamless, both on Zoom and on Instagram. I want to thank distinguished Toastmaster Corinne Thomas, who is here in her capacity as division director, but more so as my evaluator for this evening. I want to thank her for coming on. And I want to say special thanks to you, our audience, for joining this webinar / live, whichever one you want to call it, and for participating in the way that you did. We certainly appreciate the interest that was shown. And let me just say again, for the benefit of everyone, that the Pacesetters Toastmasters Club meets every first and third Tuesday of each month. So our next meeting is on the 2nd of April, and it will be a hybrid meeting where we will be at the National Housing Trust office at 4 Park Boulevard in New Kingston. We're actually going to be collaborating with another Toastmasters club, and that is the NHT's Toastmasters Club. Their club is called Visionaries. And interestingly, the meeting is the day after the 24th anniversary of the Pacesetters Toastmasters Club. So you know it's going to be big. You know it's going to be hot. You know it's going to be exciting. So if you do have time to come out, we invite you to join us and come and have a good time and get to know a little bit more about Pacesetters. As when we started this live, I mentioned Helen Blanchard, our first female president, and what she said. And I won't repeat it because I already did, but I just want to remind you that if you want to gain more confidence as a speaker, Toastmasters is the place to be. If you want to confidently lead a team of 5 or a team of 500 persons, Toastmasters is the place to be. And if you want to become the best version of yourself, definitely Toastmasters is the place to be. With that said, everybody, have a wonderful evening, and thanks again for being with us. And you also have an awesome week. Make it a great week this week. Thank you for joining us, and goodbye.